Everybody ready? Good to see everybody, man. Good day again, day 4 in the books. So focus right now is finishing the day strong and recover tomorrow and do what we need to do to get ready to rock and roll on Monday. We're going to practice in the morning on Monday at 10 a.m. So a little bit of change to the schedule, so a little shock to the system. But pads will be on Monday, so it'll be a good chance to evaluate where we're at as a football team.
Is there a purpose behind that you're looking for in switching up the schedule like that?
The first thing is just so it's just not monotonous, and then the other thought is we have a couple East Coast trips where, hey, guys, we've done it before. We've gotten up, we've gotten after it, gotten activated, and had a great day. So just another little set of confidence, going into some of those East Coast games.
Are you where you want to be going into the off day tomorrow? After a week.
It's hard to say yes or no to that. You're constantly chasing where we want to be. I mean, it's about taking a progressive step every day, and I will say that we have taken steps, but we want it to be faster. We want to accelerate the learning curve, and it'll be fun to watch today's tape. There's a lot of good stuff out there, and be fun to see what really went on.
Dodson and Baker didn't do much in the offseason, obviously. You've got a few days with them out here. Just what are you seeing out of them that they start to fit in?
Well, I'm impressed with their poise right now. Just the communications, farther along than you'd probably anticipate. Smooth. There's not a lot of panic. It's not very physical right now. There's some things we're working on with that position. But just pleased with the work that we've gotten. But we got a good plan to kind of ramp them up and into shape here over the next week or so.
What traits or skills do they have that make them good fits for what you want to do in this defensive scheme?
Yeah, I think like the overrated thing that we're looking for a specific type of guy or type of player or skill set. I mean, we want really good football players. Linebackers, they need to make tackles, they need to make plays, they need to be able to communicate. Just so happens both these guys have great movement ability, both communicate well, have been around a lot of good football, played at a high level, so we expect the same thing.
Mike, back to the pace of the learning. You were saying in the spring that you'll pull that back if you thought the guys needed more time.
Yeah.
When's that no longer the case, where you're just going to get it going because you got to get going in camp here?
I'm not sure. I mean, we have a plan. We have an install plan. It's heavy install during the ramp period here during this week, and then we slow it down a little bit as the practices get a little more physical, and then kind of fill in the holes throughout the rest of camp is really how it's built. So we'll assess and what we're good at and what we're not, and what we need to work on. So that'll evolve as we go, but the install slows down probably midway through next week.
Are you where you had planned to be after this portion of camp?
Yeah, I'd say so.
What have you liked about your receiver room through a few days of camp?
Making a lot of plays on the perimeter, man. It's great to see. I mean, everybody's touching the ball. I mean, I think I was just talking to the quarterbacks today, man. Just trust the system, trust your reads. Field the spacing of the defense of what we're giving you on defense, and the explosive plays will come. So the guys are making plays, man. There's a couple drops here and there, so we're chasing that. I'm sure Frizz will have a litany of things to give you that they want to work on, but I'm pleased that the guys are high pointing the ball and catching back shoulder throws and things like that. So it's exciting to see.
It seems like Trey Brown's been having some really good battles with all those guys. What are you seeing out of his game?
Yeah, we got a lot of great competition in the corner room, and moving guys around. But Trey's out there, he's battling, he's a competitive dude. Just pleased with where he's, his progress, his energy, his attitude. But again, 4 days in. And we got a lot of great other players in that room as well that are, battling for playing time. But he's right there with them.
Speaking of that, you moved D. Williams over to corner from receiver. What did you like about making that switch, and what have you seen from him the couple days he's moved to the defensive side?
Yeah, it was really just to give him another opportunity to get on the field corner-wise. He wasn't getting a lot of reps at receiver, but I think the game's a little more natural to him on the defensive side. He's got really good movement ability. We'll see as it evolves here, but pleased with what we've seen. Since the switch to defense, and he's a All-American JUCO corner, in his college days. So he's familiar with that position more so probably than wideout.
Does Chenault maybe uniquely fit the new kickoff game, kickoff style, the way he's bigger, yards after catch type of guy?
Initially, you probably think so. We'll see how the play kind of evolves and how it starts to kind of declare itself. But yeah, it seems like it might be more of a slash and cut type of play, and he's got the power behind him. So we're excited to see what he does when it becomes reality.
You're not going to really. I'm assuming the whole league won't even know what that thing's going to look like until game situation.
Sounds like it.
How's Draymond Jones doing?
He's good. He kind of nicked his hammy a little bit, and feels good. But we're assessing it right now. It doesn't seem like it's a serious issue.
Played 3 safeties a fair amount previously in Baltimore. What have you seen from Kayvon Wallace's point? It seemed like he was very active today, end zone interception, and where he fits into the defensive plans.
I just told the guys today, they're begging for multiple DB groups and getting 8 guys out there. And I was like, well, we've done it before, but it's up to you guys. If you were in the spot and then that's going to put us in the best position to make a play, then that's what we'll do. So I think his words were all right, bet.
What went into the decision, Mike, to bring back Marquise Blair?
Well, he had a stellar workout, and obviously, the building loves him from his time being here. I'm not as familiar with him, but we're just excited to see what he can do. He seems like he's in great spirits, and picking up the system, quickly for being only here a couple days. It seems like he's moving around great, and it's been cool to get to know him over the last day or two.
He played some nickel here. Is he an option at that spot, or do you?
Yeah, it's a possibility. Yeah.
And Mike, it's early days, D-line, they're not hitting, but what are you seeing from the rotation and the communication and how they're moving around there?
It's not where we want it to be yet, but we'll get there. And I think the guys have an idea of what we're trying to create, so they're into it. But, when you start adding live situations, to the recipe a little bit, then things start to move a little fast. So those are, we're chasing it right now. But the guys are bought in, and it's going to work out. They got a great plan for it, but be good to be a little cleaner on that front.
Is that when you can make a cleaner evaluation when they hit, and then is that what you're saying?
I just think it's just a function of time. You just got to go through the process of ideating the situations and understanding who rushes well next to who, and how guys want to play off one another. It just takes time. So it's not perfect yet. There's a lot of great plays on tape, but there's a lot that we need to make right.
Back to Dodson and Baker, those positions, the linebacker spots, are so pivotal for communication and for leadership on a defensive side and getting everybody lined up. Have you seen them kind of jump into the mix there without the time in the offseason and getting up to speed on that aspect of their game?
Yeah, to your point, you need chemistry if you're going to with the guy that's going to play next to you. How guys see the game and how you see the plays and how you alert and how do you communicate. So again, much like the pass rush, takes time. There's a process. You got to go through it. You can't just make it up one day and just say, hey, we got great communication and great chemistry and let's go ball out. So these reps are really vital, but they're attacking it. And like I said, just the poise of what we're asking them to do and how they kind of take the game in is fun to work with them.
How's Byron Murphy adjusting everything?
I think Murph had probably slower a couple days than he wanted to start out, but he's bounced back, and he's making a lot of plays out there. I think, initially you think more one, maybe a B gap type player, but being able to move it inside and out all the way, A gap all the way out. I think he's, if he keeps staying on this progression, that you could see him at any one of those spots.
Discussed how happy you were with the receiver group, but Noah Fant has been pretty active here. He's had a couple red zone touchdowns. How important is getting him more involved in this passing game to really maximizing the talent you have in the guys on the outside?
I wouldn't say it's like position exclusive. Hey, we need the type. It's just we're really excited about Noah and the type of player that he is, and man, I love his attitude every day. Man, he's just steadfast, positive, sense of urgency about what he's doing, and then when he's out there making plays, you feel that the process is coming to life, and you're excited for him that there's results on the field. So we want that to keep trending in the right direction.
Mike, George Fant said on yesterday, Jonathan Hankins said out today. Are those just rest days for them, or are they nursing anything?
I believe with those two guys, those are vet related for sure. Yeah.
Is there anything in the last 4 days that you've seen improve defensively that you'd like to call out?
Well, we kind of have like one thing a day that we want to improve on to keep the focus narrower, so you're not just kind of just throwing the ball out there and playing. But to the guys' credit, they're bought into the thing. They see what they need to improve, and they attack it each day. It's been different each day, and I'm sure we'll go watch the tape and say, hey, let's go fix this on Monday. So, just very pleased with their mentality right now.
In the past
pads come on Monday, what are you most excited, anxious, wanting to see?
I want to feel us, man. I want to feel who's out there, and I want to feel the physicality and who's going to move people. We want to do it smart. We want to take care of one another, but we also got to sharpen it as well. So that's a challenge. Be our first practice in pads, understanding the expectations, but it'll be pretty clear when we get out here.
Anything else? Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.